through my veins. On the pitch where the glory remains, the cockerel stands brave on the crest. North London pride, this ain't no jest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash, numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd, every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. On a night where Tottenham Hotspur are now fully in a relegation fight, where Arsenal came to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and taught us a footballing lesson. Taught us a lesson about we shouldn't be in any sort of thought we're not in a relegation battle. We are in a relegation battle. And there's a big chance we could get relegated. People can have to say, I told you we're going to win, or we're crap because of this, or we're crap for that.
Oh yeah.
I see it from my own reasons. I see it, we're a shambolic football club run by shambolic owners that have misspent over the last so many years. Instead of sticking with the manager, we've gone down the path of sacking managers. Instead of buying players that fit the club's image, we've bought players for managers that we sack, and then we keep them players because we just do. That's what we do. It's just who we are. We are a curious club, I heard.
Just to be our mate.
And I'm not here to have fun tonight, or I'm not here to take the piss. I'm here because my football club, or our football club, it's not my football club, it's our football club, is going down the toilet. Rarely losing to Arsenal, should we be that shocked? No. The only reason I get up for it because it's a North London derby. And I get up for every North London derby. Every time Tottenham play, I will back my team 100% to win. And that's just me. Everyone has their own way of supporting Tottenham. Everyone has their own way of seeing Tottenham. Everyone has their own way of seeing the situation we're in. And that's your right. That's your opinion. You have a right to see how you want to see. You have a right to say what you want to say. Too much of our fan base is, at the moment, slagging everyone off. And that has to stop. All this bullshit has to stop. If we go down, and we could go down, because I think, personally, myself, I think Nottingham Forest and West Ham could gain momentum here. And I don't see where the next three wins are coming from. Fulham got a good win today. up at Sunderland. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. I saw a bit in that game today that gave me a little bit of hope. There was intensity from the players today. There was a manager who had an idea of how he wanted this to play. And for a footballing decision where Arsenal cheated their way to the win tonight, they did cheat. I don't care what anyone says. That referee needs to be looked at, because the second goal Tottenham scored, that would have brought us back to 2-2. Should have stood, should have stayed. Gabriel dived when Marani touched them. Literally, it was like a gust of wind got him from underneath his shorts and it blew him over. You'd think there was a 100-mile gale going on. But it doesn't take away from the bigger problems at the football club. And the biggest problems at the football club are our owners. Have these players the ability to fight their way out of it? Some fans say they do. The older fans say we do. Maybe I can't see it. Maybe they do. Maybe they do have to fight. Maybe I hate losing North London derbies anyway. Maybe in the cold light of day, I will see it. But anyone that thinks Tottenham Hotspur are not in a relegation fight now, you really need to consider look at the team and look at where we are. Big up to you, Tequila. I know you're out of the loop all day, bud. I think.
Well, I've just literally watched the highlights because I was not able to see any of the game. I was listening to you when I could. Thankfully. Yeah. And I've just literally 5 minutes ago seen the highlights.
Yeah.
So look, I can only go by what the highlights have showed. I haven't seen the whole game.
Go by your highlights and what the highlights. Did you see the Gabriel goal? Should that second goal stood? I want to start there first because I think the referee today was abysmal. By the way, together he was. Peter Banks must be the worst referee in football. He was dreadful today. Second goal should have stood.
I'm looking at it now.
Other games that goal stands. You know that as well as I do.
I don't think it's right to blame the ref. I understand why you're unhappy about it. I'm not saying it didn't play a role, but I don't think that you can say. I mean, I'm watching all the goals again. I mean, yeah. Dermo, you watched it live, obviously. I want to know really from you. You've said at the start that I can't judge this because I haven't seen the whole game. Did they work hard? That's the stuff that I want to know.
They did work hard. They put a shift in. Arsenal were better. Arsenal were rolling us over. But the players did work hard. I think the players worked hard. They worked hard. There was a belief that they were never out of the game. Even when we went 1-0 game, we equalised within 40 seconds or 50 seconds of the goal and Marani getting his first goal in the Premier League. We had that belief. We fought and fought until once Arsenal scored their second goal. That's when the belief went out the team. But a good, say, 50, 55 minutes, 60 minutes, we fought. But it's okay to fight. You got to take your chances when they're given to you. But when you got a referee not allowing a goal that should have stood, and this is what gets me, it's the consistency of the officials, Tequila, all year long. Some referees give that. Some referees don't give that. Well, if you're not going to give it, then you're going to have to book the player for diving.
I'm not going on individual decisions. I'm not saying that they didn't play a role, Dermo, but from your commentary as well, which is all I've got to go on until I watch the whole game back, it seemed like they were all over us anyway.
There were, but I do feel if you're looking at points of the game where it changed on its head, that second goal changed the game. That's where if Tottenham get to 2-2, Arsenal, their mentality starts to think.
Maybe. I mean, maybes. These are maybes. I understand you're I understand you're not liking a referee. That's fine.
He was dreadful the whole game. A lot of people were saying it. I'm not the only one.
But
he was poor.
I mean, some of their goals against us. I mean.
Some of the defending is questionable. I will admit that as well.
I mean, it wasn't a particularly good performance. At least from what you're telling me, they put a shift in. That's all I asked for going into the game. Look, I'm not going to say I told you so. I don't need to. All I'm going to say is that there's a reason why.
Say that again.
I told you so. Okay. I was the only one of us four I actually I actually was more pessimistic apparently than the Arsenal fan. Nick, who was on, I think he said 2-1. I said 3-0. Because I'm not because I'm a messiah. It's just like the part I don't get, Dermo, and you need to explain this to me. Why did you think it would be different? Just tell me why. What you believe, but I'm asking for you why you believed it.
Because that's who I am. I'm a Tottenham fan. I back the team. I can't. You can back against the team to lose, and that's your prerogative.
The team and the club are different for me. I don't back against a club. This team do not represent me.
No, I back the club. I don't back players, and I don't back managers. I back the team. I back the club. The football club is the team I support. There's plenty of teams that have gone and gone. Players have come and gone. If you're supporting teams or you're supporting players, then you'll be shifting your thought on the team every 5 seconds. I back the club. I've backed the club for 40 odd years. I've backed Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, not Tottenham Hotspur the team or Tottenham Hotspur the manager. I've backed the football club. And yes, you have your favourite players, or you have players you don't like, and you have players you do like, and that goes along with it. But I back the club itself.
I get it. I'm just trying to understand. I don't mind being. You can be optimistic. I've got no problem with people being optimistic. I get it. I just don't. I just feel, okay, you set yourselves up for a fail. That doesn't mean that it has to be all doom and gloom. That's why the first thing I asked you was about if they worked hard, because I'm trying to get a positive from this. And if you're telling me they put a shift in, then that at least is something, as small as it may be, that I can say, okay, let's see against the much, much lesser teams, which there are much, much lesser teams in the league. These are the league leaders. Okay, so they didn't come into this game in bag loads of form. That's fine. They're still the league leaders. We're 15th. I don't know what we are now, but we were 15th. Right? It's a massive, massive gap. We all knew this. So if all I can take away from it is that we put a shift in, then I have to hope that will carry over to games where we do actually stand a chance. Like Fulham. I know Fulham are, but they're not amazing. They're not amazing, okay? They're really not. Okay, so these are the games where I think we can get some stuff from. Am I disappointed at the result? Yes, but I'm not shocked. So I can't be crushed by it because I had no expectations. And I'm not saying be like me, this is the way to be. Not really. It's called being stoic. I've become stoic when it comes to Spurs. I don't react either way anymore because I don't have any faithful belief. You still harbour that faithful belief, Dermo. So it pains me as a friend of yours and a friend of a couple other people as well who support Spurs that I see you guys getting crushed like this. I can't stop it. I'm not saying nothing I can do. I'm just trying to understand.
No, I get it. I just sent you a message there, bud. Just let me know.
Okay.
I get it. I really get it, but I just think that I just think today was different. Today was a North London derby. It's a game where I think form and everything goes out the window, and you just want to beat the Arsenal. You just want to beat. The team that's there. Look, the fans were up for it today, which I thought I sounded good atmosphere there today. I know a few people went to the game. I know Steve went to the game, flew from America to that game today. Bless him.
Wow.
I know Rain was there. And I had it on in the background, and I thought it was really good. I thought the atmosphere, the players were up for it. I just fear where we're going to get our 3 wins from, Takeda, if I'm being honest. I know, like, I'll go through the chat. Let's go through chat. There's a few people here. It's a big load in, and I don't want to feel that we've always made it on this channel, haven't we, to include the chat. So I just want to welcome a few people in. Big up to Mr. Brady. He says we're getting a lot of sympathy for the disallowed goal. Disgusting decision. Seeing a cheating scumbag. Don't hold back, Philip. Gabriel gets away with worse. Almost in the weekly bias. That's true. Big up the worst. These we are Spurs TV. What did you think of the result? Disappointing. Disappointing. No. Sorry, I'll be with you. You want to just take over the chat there for a minute?
What did you
Sorry.
to? What do you think of the result? I would do a poop emoji, would be my reply to that. Ozzy Coys is saying, everyone blamed Frank when we were going to wake up and admit these players are not good enough. Not sure if you've been watching our show, my friend. Me, Demo, and Rain did a show in December, I think, telling you what we really thought of this team. This team's mid-table at best. But mid-table means mid-table. Mid-table doesn't mean 15th or 16th. So that's why Frank had to go, because he underperformed.
Yeah.
Just like Ange did last year. There's no difference in my mind. They both significantly underperformed in the league. They both did better than expected in Europe. It's uncanny. It's uncanny, the similarities.
It is uncanny. It is uncanny. But look, I think there's bigger problems than just Ange Postecoglou and Thomas Frank, to be honest. I think there's far bigger problems at the football club. I was talking to somebody tonight. I'm going to get an update in a few weeks, who told me we're in a proper mess in the background. Yeah. We're in a proper mess. This is not just team. I think this is not just the team or the manager. This is the whole organization. And I think it's a lot to do with Daniel Levy leaving the football club. I think it stems from that. That's because if you think about it, Tequila, and quote me, say me if I'm wrong, that he ran the football club with an iron fist. So he did everything. You've taken him out of the equation. You now got to have different people running the football club. And we've got owners that don't know what they're doing. So it's like the loonies are running the asylum at the moment. That's how it feels like. From Johan Lang to Vinay to the Lewis family, nobody has a clue how to get us out of this problem we're in. And we're in a downward spiral that's going to keep continuing going downwards and downwards till something helps. Now, we may not get relegated this year. We may be fine. We may find the 3 wins and stay up. But I feel the bigger problems at the football club are the people that are running it at the moment. And I think that's where the major problem lies at the moment. Recruitment needs to be improved. But I think if you're losing sponsors, which we lost a sponsor last week.
They give a reason why.
Because of where we are, because they've seen how the football club.
It was performances then. Domestically, performances, you mean?
Domestic, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. For me, it does. Big up to us. Speed. The refs are corrupt. Yeah, he was bad. You watched the full game back, you would get the referee. He was brutal today. And also, they had a few tech issues as well, which was...
Yeah, I heard about that when on my way. I could hear you.
You buy championship level players, you become a championship level team.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, actually, they're not championship level players.
No.
They're not, we did a whole show. There's a couple of them, but you're not going to tell me that a lot of our team are champ. They're not. They're just not. They're not world beaters either. They should be doing better than 16th or whatever we are now. I lost track. 15th, 16th, whatever this result puts us in.
Yeah.
We should be doing better. So I don't think they're championship players, right? Because we've got players who a lot of teams wanted.
Yeah,
but it's just like we're still mid-table. We're in mid-table. We're in a mid-table squad.
Yeah. But does the argument that we are missing a lot of decent players as well? By the way, we are missing players like Kulu and Madison and players like that may give us that spark up front.
Yeah, we're missing players, but all teams miss players. I know that we've got more than normal. We've had that the last couple of years, and that's a different argument altogether. Yeah. But even so, the players on the pitch should still be doing better than what they have been doing. Our home record, Dermo,
is worse.
should not be anywhere near this level. There's no excuses for it. It's a massive underperformance. And it has been for 2 seasons.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, I just don't know. Big up to Niall. Sorry, Niall. At this rate, I offer Deli. He was there today, Deli Ali, actually. Big up to him. He surely knows the club and culture. Is looking at 11. Who do we look to right now for a bit of magic? Injuries, but obviously there has to be fight. I think the only player that really shows fight is Mickey van der Ven. I'm worried that some of these players, maybe these players haven't faced a relegation battle before. But look, we've got Fulham next week. That's going to be a tough game away from home, by the way. That's not an easy game.
I know. I'm actually glad it's away from home, though. If it was at home, I'd fancy our chances even less if it was at home.
Do you think that's where we're going to pick up our wins away from home then?
Yeah.
I think so.
I
do.
I don't think our home record's going to improve that much. I think we're going to get all our points majority going to come from away from home. I don't see us getting anything at home, dude. This team does not want to play for these fans, and a lot of the fans. I'm not saying the fans don't back the players, but there's a lot of. It is a bit toxic. Maybe not today. Today might have been the exception, but most weeks, Dermo, and for good reason. I'm not blaming the fans at all. When they're served up this pile of crap, I actually commend some of them who actually spend their money.
Yeah.
For example, like Rain, who still goes, bless him. I commend him for it because I don't know. I don't think I could do it. But
I'm going in the weeks.
Well, and I commend you, Dermo, as well. Good luck.
There is a travel blog coming on that, by the way. I'm gonna video my journey over there. So that I'm gonna do a proper review of. I'm going over by boat, by the way. That's how I'm going over. I'm going to do a proper review of the boat. I'm going to do a proper review of the train journey down there. Proper review of the hotel I'm in, where I'm staying.
Just review everything except the match, and it might be.
I'm actually going to try to do some content when I'm down there as well. I'll try to do a show. I'll bring my laptop with me so I can link in with James, probably for the pre-match. But you, James, or whoever's on for the pre-match. But yeah, I'm looking for going because. Look, whatever we think of the players, it's the football club we all follow, and I can't stress that enough. We could be all fed up with the players, we can be all fed up with the team, but it's the football club that we all align to. I just feel that after being told tonight that we're in a mess behind the scenes, that just worries me a bit more because if you're in a mess round there. How can you hope to be not in a mess on the pitch? Do you know what I mean? It's one big vicious circle. And look, I went on to it's just a mess. I don't know what to say. Do you know that? I've got to the point where
you say it's a mess, right? So hasn't it? When has it not been? The only thing I guess you can say about Levy is because he was in charge for so long, he had his very strict and narrow vision of way things could be. Okay, and whether or not I didn't like that vision, but it was his vision nonetheless, and there's a level of consistency that came with that vision. It was a vision that didn't do us any favors either. But you could say that this is a new low. It has. I've said this to them before. The last 2 seasons have absolutely made me even more jaded. I was already jaded under Enid. I didn't think I could become more jaded until I witnessed the last 2 seasons. And then I think it was Knights of the Old Republic put in the chat. He's become numb. Numb is the word. Yeah. Dermo hasn't become numb. The only time I saw Dermo becoming numb was a little bit under Frank, and he's tried to gear himself up again. And after he's geared himself up again, what has he been handed? That pile of garbage that we just saw.
I'm going to gear myself up again for the Fulham game next week.
Well, you might get more joy out of that one because they're not Arsenal.
Yeah. But it'd be nice we haven't won in 2026. It'd be just nice to win a game. It really would be nice to win a game. Big up to Greeks, big up Geeks. Hope doing well. He said, big up Dermo. Hello, Tequila. Just want to applaud Dermo. True to his word, he showed up on the Arsenal stream with class and integrity. Thank you so much.
Yep.
They rated their manager. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Wow. That is unlike you. You hate Arteta.
I actually said, can I just very quickly on Arsenal? Do you know I don't like the certain individual I don't like talking about?
From what you were saying on commentary there, maybe he was pulling all the strings today, apparently.
He was pulling all the strings today. God, could we do him in the Irish team?
I said the other day that comparing him to our midfield, he's just like boys and men, dude.
Yeah. Look, it's not going to be a long one tonight. I'd be on for probably another 5 minutes. Rainey's coming in, so maybe Tequila and Rain will go on for a little bit. But I'm not going to be on for too much longer. It's not going to be a long show tonight. I have some YouTube to watch with Mrs. Tron and watch some fella who does a lot of Steve Marsh, who I'm watching. I would recommend it to anyone. Do watch a bit of Steve Marsh. He does a lot of good videos going around to different parts of the world and showing where he goes. He goes there by plane or boat or wherever. That gave me the idea of blogging my journey over to the Crystal Palace game. Blogging the boat and the train journey and everything. Even I'm going to blog
everything other than the match, Dermo.
Yeah, I'm going to blog the underground station as well. Yeah. I'm going to blog the journey from where I'm staying to the ground.
And then also blog the food you get at halftime, you eating it.
Yeah.
Do everything is set to cover the match.
I'm not buying anything in the stadium. I'm going to where Rain buys his coffee.
Well, analyze the coffee shop as well and give the coffee shop a rating as well.
Me and Rain will be doing a video for the Leeds game where he buys his coffee. We are doing a video live from there.
I'm taking you to the number 8 bar, mate. That's where I'm taking you.
Yeah, that's what I'm setting up. That's what I'm doing my pre-match from the number 8 bar. I always do that. Rain, look, a lot of people in big up geeks. I enjoyed going on to the football takeover. Can I just say they're a really nice bunch of Arsenal fans. Made me feel welcome over there. Didn't jag me too much. But I have to say, Rain, I was actually praising Arteta's in-game management today. I thought he got his substitutions and his in-game management spot on, where Tudor was a bit late with his. Do you think the second? Oh, look, Tequila hasn't seen the second goal.
Not enough.
I think that's where the game changed for me. Where if that goal goes in, Tottenham tails are up. Arsenal start thinking the Wolves again during the week. We can go on and get a winner. The referee didn't give it. Tottenham get a bit disheartened and they go down to get a second. I mean, Eze, of all people, scored 5 goals against us in 2 games. I'm glad to see the back of the kit. What was the atmosphere like there before, after the game? And what was your thoughts on the game?
So atmosphere was good. Atmosphere was good before and in the first half. It was really good. And actually most of the second half, it was good until they just steamrolled with us, really. And then it just sort of even at 2-1, it was kind of all right. And then 3-1, people flagged, and the away fans picked up a little bit. Actually started singing, and obviously it got quite quiet from everybody. And I think everybody's thinking, how many more goals are there going to be? I think at that point everybody's thinking. In terms of the game, let me deal with the ref first. Yes, the ref absolutely.
It's your favourite referee as well, isn't he? You love him.
He gave decisions that you look at and you think that's bonkers. But I think
exactly.
But I think you're not going to like my take on it.
Isn't he the referee you don't like? Isn't he the referee? Oh, it's not that referee.
Pawson.
Oh, why don't I think it was Peter Banks for some reason? I don't like Peter Banks now anyway. He was wearing an Arsenal shirt all game.
No. He's just as bad. It's the dark arts. That's what happened. That's what's happening. The problem is there's a 2 to 5% difference in the quality of their players to our players. Right? It's not massive. It's not huge, but over the period of 90 minutes, that 2% difference has a drastic impact on the result of the game. And a lot of that 2% difference is conning the referee.
Yeah. I agree.
That's it. And I don't blame the referee for that. I blame us for not being as good as them.
I get you.
At this very, very unfortunate, because I flipping hate it, modern aspect of the game. And I'm sure Tequila's going to agree with me on that. It's absolutely, it's an awful, awful thing that I have to say, but this is now part of the game.
Yeah. What about the tech issues? Did you think that had an involvement? Because there was a couple of tech issues, wasn't there? One in the first half, one at the start of the second half. As a Premier League, surely as a product, they shouldn't be these tech. We didn't need tech issues with the game for the last 200 years. We didn't need we didn't need bloody microphones and hand signals like bloody Thunderbirds. He's probably telling the linesman getting Thunderbird 3. But do you know, it's just Gary. I had Gary Neville in my ear all game, right? I was slightly listening to the commentary during the watch along. I think I said twice during the watch along, Gary Neville, will you please shut up? So he was more of an Arsenal fan than I've ever heard him in my life. Anything Arsenal did, he was praising. Anything Tottenham did, he was criticising. Do you know, Gary Neville, I don't mind you, mate, but Jesus, just admit it, you're an Arsenal fan. At least Roy Keane can admit he's a Spurs fan.
What I would say on the tech issues is just like VAR, they needed to put something up on the screens to say to everybody in the ground, or come over the loudspeaker and say there's this problem, and we didn't, because we had no idea. And it went on. I mean, they gave 8 minutes at the end of the first half.
They did first half, yeah.
Oh, I swear it went on for longer than 5 minutes. I swear
it went on. I think it went on for about 10, 15 minutes at least. It felt like that. Maybe it wasn't, but it did feel like. I mean, look, Tequila. I mean, you got a lot of support in the chat. We've got Steve D saying, I agree, Tequila, on this. Before we get super chat user, we will get to you in a minute. We've got Steve D saying, I agree with Tequila on this. How can we possibly fight in relegation and be wondering where the next win's coming from? Yet truly believe we could win today. Sorry, but in both you have long. I mean, I get where you're coming from, Tequila. I do understand where you're coming from. And I think we've always had it. We've always made a joke of it, of you, sort of me being Kirk and you being Spock, haven't we? In a way, we've always tried to.
I just think that the passion you have and the passion the fans have, that's all well and good, but the players don't. The players don't go into it particularly thinking this is a derby we've got to win. There is no Sonny anymore. There's no Kane anymore, right? No. There's not even a Skip anymore, right? We have none of those players. Who cares that it's a London derby? You might say Romero does. Well, then he shouldn't have got himself sent off and miss it, should he?
Well, the Arsenal players do. Some of the Arsenal players are not even English. They care it's a London derby. I don't think they've got to be English. It's not that. I don't think that's a requirement. No, but Sonny wasn't English, but he was here for a long enough time to pick up the culture of the club. These players don't care. So my point is that you care, the fans care, and you expect them to have that same care, but they don't. So why do you think they were going to treat it any differently? Why? How would you come to that conclusion? I'm trying to. So that's what Steve D is saying. Why would we think that they would be any different in this game? Because it's London derby. Because you might care that it is. The fans might care that it is. I bet you most of them don't care that it is.
I would go a step further, and I'm not sure plucky enthusiasm is going to make a massive difference in a Premier League game.
Probably not, but probably not. It's just I expect some sort of professionalism. I expect some sort of care for wearing that shirt. That shirt's not big up to you, Steve, by the way. Good comment, by the way. And I agree. There's people there for me. There's people saying having the anti-argument to what's been said. But I've always said this, that the shirt they're wearing, they don't own it. It's lent to them by us, the fans. We are the football club. We, the fans, are Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. When anybody else says, if there's no fans, there was no fans during COVID. Did it feel, was the football club alive? No, the football club was on life support because the fans weren't in the stadium to make it feel like it's a football club. And I expect these players, and maybe it's just because the way I'm from a generation, not a generation, I'm from a time when players did care about going out there and putting it in for the fans.
Yes.
That I grew up when the players like Graham Roberts, Paul Miller, Danny Blanchflower, even for my time, Jimmy Greaves, Dave Mackay, Martin Shivers, I don't know, who else in the 70s? Steve Perriman, Ray Clements, Pat Jennings. You go into your 80s, you've got Graham Roberts, you've got Paul Miller, you've got Ozzy Ardiles, who was Argentinian, knew nothing about Tottenham, but bled, slept Tottenham. You go to little Paul Allen. Little Paul Allen wasn't the most gifted footballer in the world, but he would give you 110% every game he played. Steve Sedgley, Nicky Barmby. Then you're going like the Gaza and Gary Lineker, Paul Gascoigne. Only played for us for 2 years.
Ledley King.
Ledley King. It goes on and on, doesn't it?
Stefan Freund, there you go.
But you look today, Dele Alli. I don't know if I don't think they show the half time.
I saw a little bit on what I was watching. I saw a little bit.
But I think the problem is, Dermot, that I think 99% of footballers literally don't think that way.
Not now, they don't.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm dealing with it now. 99% of footballers, it's their job. That it's a job, and yes, they understand that they get their money from the fans, but it's absolutely clear that it's a job, that they're doing it for the length of the contract, that they will be moving on or they will be moved on. There's very, very, very. I think I completely agree with Tequila. There's very, very few players like Sonny who go out of their way to make an affiliation to a club. And like Dele Alli came back at half time today, singing his name, and he was like, this is my club. I love coming back here. I'm always treated well, and that's and I think Dele absolutely. Well, I guess there's extenuating circumstances, but a lot of players come back and feel that way. I think there's very few players who create that connection.
Yeah, I think that goes across the Premier League as a whole, doesn't it? Yeah. Really, it goes from top to bottom. You look at Manchester United, right? For example, we know Colin and Kev, don't we, Tequila, and Colin as well, are massive Man United fans. I wonder how many players do they think that care about the club as much as they do. I wonder if they could look at it and say that player does. I look. Maybe to you, Tequila, that when you started supporting Tottenham, that started going out of the game a little bit because the money started getting bigger, the players were getting paid more, and that connection between players and fans was starting to drift apart.
It did. But this is the first time. This is the first time, Dermo, where there is none. I would agree. You always had one or two. Like I say, maybe we were spoiled by having Sonny and Kane for so long, but we always had those two. And like I said, we even had like Oliver Skipp, not the best player in the world, but he was a Spurs. He's a Spurs guy, so he cared. None of these care, man. Not one. I know
we need more of these youngsters to come through the academy going into the first team. We do. We need that connection back again between us and the players, and maybe like a Mikey Moore, like a Scarlett, like a Alfie Dorrington, like a other Luca. If you brought Luca back, he would be like he would have that connection between us and the fans. I think he would. I think he would care.
Vuskovic.
Yeah, I think he would.
I don't think Luka Vuskovic. I'm sorry, mate. I don't think.
Okay.
I think Luka Vuskovic is a bad example. I think in fact he's the other side. I think
getcha. Fair. That's fair.
Tottenham whatsoever, and unfortunately the way that we've handled him is making it so that he has no connection. Yeah, it's actually one of the main reasons why I don't think he should be on loan. I think he should be applying his trade. I think he should have been told you need to stay at Tottenham. You need to learn what it is to be a Tottenham player. I actually think he's a bad example.
No, okay, that's fair. Tequila, do you want to take this too?
We are not building. I think it's an example of how we are not building what you are saying needs to be built.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good example of how we have done it badly.
Yeah.
Sonny didn't become an ingrained Tottenham player because of what Tottenham did. It's because of what Sonny did. And we need to do that more with. We need to do what you are saying. The management needs to build that culture, and they're not. Nick did.
Yeah. Do you want to take this super chat? We're only on for another 5 minutes because I need to jump off. But do you want to take the super chat?
User 4872 says Enoch is to blame for this. It's too little, too late. Yeah, they're to blame for the recruitment. Too little, too late. I would say that. It depends what you mean by too late for what. I still don't think we're getting relegated. I think that it's becoming, the percentage in my head is, I said about 90%. That's actually dropped. I'm now about 75%. Yeah. So it's dropping, but I still, I think it's 1 out of 4. So that's 75% to me. So one thing quickly about what Rain said. The affiliation for the club, it is a bit of a two-way street. If a player feels not welcome by the fans, I mean, you can all think of certain players. Let's give Richarlison a go, right? Richarlison must know that he's not particularly liked by a lot of fans. I'm not saying no fans. I'm just using him as an example. So Richarlison probably is never going to have that affinity because he knows that half the fan base, I'm just picking up numbers here, don't rate him or like him. So you can't expect him to have an affinity for Spurs because he already thinks, well, half these guys hate me, don't want me here. And he's right. Half of us don't, maybe even more than half now. Okay, so it's something that has to build over the years. Sonny and Kane, it was easier for Kane because Kane was a Tottenham lad, came through the academy. Sonny came from the Bundesliga, so it's a little bit harder for him. But very quickly, because of the performance, and then the fans started chanting their name, and then they build a rapport, and this rapport builds over a couple of seasons, and it builds. Problem we've got is, I think Van de Ven maybe is the closest we have to us actually having a kind of rapport of any of these players who we actually really do appreciate.
I agree with that.
The players don't feel appreciated, and a lot of them shouldn't because of their performances have not warranted being appreciated. Yeah. So it's this kind of, again, it's a cycle that won't break. The players don't want to perform for the fans, and we don't particularly want most of these players here because we're not happy with them. There's a couple of exceptions, but I mean, most of them, and we can all think of probably the same players I'm talking about, it goes both ways. There's one or two who maybe might break that. I think Bergvall, for example, is somebody who could perhaps break that in time, right? But Van de Ven is the one I'm thinking of where maybe that's... So maybe he should... I think he probably should be the captain because I think Romario very, very, very much splits the fan base. So I think Van de Ven generally is loved by the majority of Spurs fans, I think, kind of gravitate. So my point is that, to follow what Rain was saying, it is a bit of a two-way street. And right now, the players don't want to play for the fans, and the fans are not in love with most of these players because of their performances.
Right. I've got breaking news, by the way, from Tottenham Hotspur.
Has Jude been sacked?
He may well be in the next 3 games.
Can I just say, I completely agree with Tequila. A really good example is Vicario. He has a terrible, terrible performance. The fans get on his back because he's got a terrible, terrible performance, and he blames his terrible performance on the fans. And it's just like, come on, this isn't going to work. So has Tudor been sacked or?
No. Look, we'll talk about this more tomorrow. I will do a video on this tomorrow as well, guys. So there's a lot to come out tomorrow. I do need to go, so we need to end this stream off. The mood around Tottenham right now is very tense, worried, and increasingly toxic after that 4-1 defeat. No shit, Sherlock. God, anyone that worked that out needs it. What do you got, PSG or PD or whatever? Dressing room feeling this, there's understood to be real frustration among players and after another defensive collapse, while the squad publicly packs Igor Tudor. Privately, there is reconcession that performances, particularly without the ball, are not at the required Premier League level. Several figures within the camp reportedly view the current position near the bottom end of the table as unacceptable for the club of its size. Eternal concern growing despite public calm. The club hierarchy are said to be monitoring the situation closely. The word coming out is that this is being treated as an early warning phase rather than full panic. But the next run of fixtures is now seen as critical. So I will be doing the stream on that tomorrow.
I love the fact that the players after one game have already fed up with the manager. That is absolute. That says everything to me. If that is even, the players are already fed up with him after one game, that is amazing.
Mr. Box Office, big up to you, Alex. He says Tudor out, disgrace. Yeah, look, we look, we will talk about it more tomorrow night. I've been streaming all day. I'm tired. I just want to spend the rest of the Sunday evening forgetting anything to do with Tottenham Hotspur and just spend some time with Mrs. Tron and watch some nice YouTube. Places where I can only dream of going and lying on the beach. Listen, we are back tomorrow with the player ratings. We are back tomorrow with shows as well. So you will see me, you will see Tequila, might see Rain as well at some point. Adam, look, no need. Look, if you're going to start, no, I'm sorry, I'm timing you out now. Sorry. You may not agree with Mr. Box Office, but you show him respect. I like him. I like Alex. I think he's a nice fella. Yeah, so more on that. Sonny, I probably would agree on that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's very kind. Tequila Rain, do you want to say anything? I don't know what to say. I'm not good with compliments. So do you guys want to say anything?
Completely agree with you that congratulations should be given, and the best way that you can show that that congratulations is to share the channel with everybody you know so that it can grow some more.
Thank you. Tequila, do you want to say anything to big up to your own, really big up. You're doing well in the fantasy league. I've got an update on that for you tomorrow, Bod. But do you want to say anything, Bod? I don't know what to say, Tequila.
Well, no, we have to thank the people for the growth. The growth is a mixture of hard work from Dermo and everyone, but also without you guys, we couldn't grow, obviously. So we're thankful to you.
Yeah. Look, it's a channel that's for everyone. I think we're very unique on YouTube as we are as a channel. We all have different opinions, but we're not tearing each other's necks off. We can sit there and have a debate about it. How many times last season, Tequila, did you and me have a debate about Ange Postecoglou? Did we shout at each other or call each other names or tear each other apart?
No, not you and me. A lot of people weren't happy with us, but you and me were fine.
No, a lot of people weren't happy with us, but we didn't. But anyway, Tequila, where can people find you, bud?
I've just put it in the chat. Obviously, you can find me here. You can find me at the Play Pouch, which is a gaming channel for a bunch of 40-year-old nerds like myself. And a new wrestling channel for anyone who likes wrestling. It's just started up. I've got a couple of shows out. Thanks, guys.
And also, Rain, where can people find you? I love this bit. He's so dramatic with this. It's like I'm going to give this a drum roll in a minute because this deserves a drum roll. Where can people find you?
I'm a YouTube nomad. You won't know where I am until I turn up.
Sounds a bit like I thought you were going to say here, there, here, and then there. I was looking forward to it. That's good. Big up the column as well. Do actually hit the link below for O'Connell Designs. Do all our work, actually do all our YouTube work, intros and everything. There is a new match day intro coming. We are readjusting it thanks to YouTube. I'm doing what they do best and being sad. But on that bombshell, on the day Tottenham lost 4-1 to Arsenal, I'm now going to go off and watch holiday videos of somebody going around the world showing me nice boats, which I'm going to enjoy. We're back tomorrow with all the latest from Tottenham Hotspur, all the latest from the news I just broke. We'll get play ratings. Tequila and Rain, whoever's going to join me, we're on tomorrow. Mr. Box Office, I will reach out to me, sir. I will get you on the next show. We need to get you back on the channel. But anyway, there we go. Giant said if you Rain can be found here, there, and everywhere. There you go. On that bombshell, we'll leave it there. Thanks a lot, guys. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, just come on, you Spurs.
Yeah.